Okay, so let's do this introduction again. VaderSeven, the Terran player, gonna be red. Matro, the Z player, Zerg player, gonna be green. Map's gonna be Icy Cup Obsidian Inferno. So here we go. VaderSeven spawning in the south position, more like the 9 o'clock, and the Matro spawning in the 11:30. The Zerg player. So, as they said, this Obsidian Inferno map, there's this middle bridge that only small units can fit through. So I'm thinking in this matchup, it's going to be Marines, Reapers. I guess that's all for, and SCVs of course. And from the Zerg player, I'm thinking it's got to be just Zerglings, Banelings, and drones. So I'm pretty interested to see what kind of style of play we're going to see. There's quite a small ramp leading up into the mains for both players. The natural expansion choke is not the biggest we've seen. It's not like a Xel'Naga Caverns where you have 3 entrances, but it is quite wide. So taking that natural expansion you might get pinned in there. Let's see. VaderSeven, just a Terran player, lost the first game. Matro, the Zerg player, won the first game. Just Muta Baneling. Pretty standard play there for him. Yeah, I mean this Overlord could move in closer to this choke and actually get onto the left side of the ramp and see that there is no block, and he will be able to see if the expansion does get floated over. So I'm not sure about that Overlord placement. The drone did try to get a fast expansion, but it was denied, so the spawning pool is going to be thrown down, and the SCV is going to just continue to block. He's going to throw down a supply depot to block this Nacho expansion from the Zerg player. Zerg player going to go to work on that SCV. Only one hit left for that SCV. Gas is down for the Terran player. And yeah, I'm just so intrigued by this map because, I mean, you run Banelings in on this ramp against Marines and you win. But Zerglings, I don't think you win. So yeah, there goes a drone scout. And you know, it might be wide enough that you can fit Marauders and Hydras and Roaches, so I'm not quite sure. But yeah, the spawning pool's done. 2 Zerglings in production. Drone gonna try to go to work on that supply depot. Really not gonna be able to take it down. He's gonna have the minerals to get that natural expansion down once he gets these Zerglings out to clean up this supply depot. But yeah, Overlord just scouting that nothing is coming across the bridge, but the Marine's gonna try to scout around, make sure there's no Overlords coming in. He's gonna have it on patrol in between the 2 bases. VaderSeven going for a second gas, not the fastest, but pretty quick, and canceled that supply depot. And Matro saying thank you for canceling it, and he's getting down his natural expansion at the moment. 2 Zerglings moving over to the Terran base. Terran base shows that there is a Hellion on the field and a starport going down, so he did go for a factory early, but really no pressure from the Terran player, and not always the wisest move to be so passive against Zerg. I mean, they've really made StarCraft 2 viable for the Terran to pressure early. So I'm not sure what's going on here by the Terran player. I guess he just wants to do like a Hellion drop. So the Zerg player is going to see that there is a Hellion on the field. No, he's going to hide the Hellion. The Zerg player doesn't know, but he does run the Overlord in, and he does see the Hellion. He does see the factory. He's going to see this starport. Yes, he does see it. So he's going to know what is on the way. He should be expecting a Hellion drop. VaderSeven a little bit supply block, but he does finish. And he's actually not going to be getting a drop. He's actually going to go for a tech lab. So most like a Banshee harass. And Lair is almost finished for the Zerg player. Only 1 gas though. He's going to be getting a evolution chamber. So maybe upgrades as he did against his Protoss opponent. But also maybe forest spore crawlers. So not quite sure at the moment. 3 Marines moving across the map through the middle pathway. He's going to do a little bit of pressure. Spinecrawler going down at the front. So let's see what the Hellions and Marines can do here against this undefended Natural at the moment. Only one Queen. He's going to be able to poke away at this Queen. Oh, but second Queen nicely spawning. Takes down that Spine Collar. Spine Collar not able to finish. Hellions running into the main. He's going to go at those drones, and drones just clumping up, and not really the best micro there of those drones. You want to really split those drones or just let them continue to mine, and they're just going to be continually roasted here in the main. He's losing so many drones. Oh my gosh, and the Banshee cloak coming. I mean, this is going to be really bad for the Zerg player. Zerg player needs to throw down some Spore Crawlers immediately. The Banshee is almost complete. It is rallied right behind the spawning pools, and the Zerglings are going to move up into the front, but there is a block, and there's no Banelings to bust that. So really, the Zerg player is in a desperate situation. Here comes the Banshee. Let's follow it and continue to monitor the minimap for those Zerglings. He really needs to A-move into that main with no Spore Collar defense, and there is a Spore Collar going down. Three Spore Collars going down. One is already finished at the Natural expansion. The one at the main is not finished yet. He needs to get that Queen back up into the main to defend against this Banshee and use that Spore Collar for detection. So, and yes, there is the Banshee. You know, I really wish they had a detection halo for the Spore Collars, as it's really hard to know how far those Spore Collars will defend. Yeah, Zergling's just holding down the fort in the front of the Terran expansion, making sure he's not getting outside of his main. And here comes the Queens. Queens are going to be able to go to work against this Banshee, but the Banshee does cloak. Banshee is going to get some more drone kills, up to 7 kills at the moment. Really working away at this spawning pool. Spore Collar does get up into the main. He's going to get some vision on that Banshee. It is now down, but he cannot reach it with the Spore Collar. He needs this Queen to get over here and take out this Banshee before the spawning pool goes down. Hellions coming out, I guess, going to work on those Zerglings that were in the front. And he's going to take down that spawning pool. Wow. Really a bad micro here by the Zerg player. Zerg player needs to do something to defend his main mineral line from this Banshee. It's only one Banshee, but now it's two Banshees. Two Banshees going to go to work on this extractor. Just going to hold the Zerg player from moving outside, but now he is going to move in with his Hellion. Oh, but I'm sorry, there was a second Banshee here at the Natural expansion. Oh my gosh, I missed so much action. But that's why those drones were pulled off for so long. And the Zerg player just in desperate trouble now, as he doesn't really have anything to defend against this mass Banshee coming out. The production tab shows that the Natural expansion went down for VaderSeven. VaderSeven continued working on that extractor. No gas being mined by the Zerg player at the moment. And the extractor does go down. Banshee's just doing so much work against this Zerg player. Zerg player needs to get needs to have a Spire, but doesn't have a Spire, doesn't have a Hydralisk Den. He needs to get a Queen out, and the Queen is only now in production. He's got these 3 Banshees just going to be able to take down this Hive, no problem. Orbital Command going down for the Terran player, doing very good macro. Reactor going down. I mean, he's got plenty of barracks. He's got another Banshee in production. 2 more Spore Cars being put down at the Natural expansion. Income tab shows that the Harvesters are not too different. 28 over 23 in favor of VaderSeven, the Terran player. He's just going to try to go to work on this Spore Collar, but he's not going to really have the... Well, I guess he is going to have the HP to take it out, but there's another Spore Collar here to defend, as well as a Queen, so not sure if he should be engaging with this Banshee, but he is going to engage. He's going to take out that Queen and really going to do a lot more damage here. Second Queen coming in to fend off that Banshee, and the Banshee in only 26 health, so really wants to get out and really macro up. He's at such an advantage here. Look at income tab showing he's got quite a few meals on the field. He's got 3 meals at his Natural expansion, so VaderSeven pretty much in the lead at this moment. Zerg player needs to get some units on the field, as he only has static defense and a handful of Zerglings here. Banshee just getting a good scout on all these expansions, making sure there's nothing sneaky here for the Zerg player. Zerg player does have his Hydra Den down. Where is that Hydra Den? Can't even see it. There it is. Banshee's going to go to work on that Hydra Den, but the Overseer and Hydra are going to be able to clean up that Banshee. But we should see some infantry here out on the field for the Terran player in a bit here. And he's gonna get an engineering bay to get some upgrades, but he does have quite a few Marines out. He's not Zerg player not gonna be able to push here. Army tab shows that there's a 30 supply difference in favor of the Terran player, but there is a changeling nicely for Matro, so he's gonna see the entire army for the Terran player and know that he cannot engage it as he's so far behind in terms of units. Production tab shows that Baneling's Nest is on the way. More reactors for the Terran player on those barracks. Yep, more barracks, more reactors. So just pure Marine. He's just gonna try to raffle stomp him with Marines. And Hellions with one Banshee for support. He's gonna engage here with the Marines. Baneling's Nest is almost completed, but not gonna have any links to morph. More Hydras in production, but really not gonna be able to do too much damage against this Banshee Marine with more Marines in reinforcements. He does fend it off, but just losing so many drones in that encounter. Income tab gonna show that the Zerg player is at 17 drones to the 14 SCVs of the Terran player. So VaderSeven, yeah, looking quite confident here. Just see, continuing to pressure and keep the Zerg player from droning up. Main hatchery is completed, and he needs to, yeah, there he throws some drones over there. Production tab shows upgrades for the Terran player. Zerg player gonna get some Zerglings out so he can morph some Banelings. Changeling coming across the bridge. So yes, Hellions do not fit through this bridge. If you are wondering if Hellions fit through this bridge, Changeling coming through, as well as one Zergling. So he's gonna see this Changeling if he's at the front. And yeah, there's a Changeling. Changeling gonna see everything. VaderSeven gonna see that that was not his unit, and he did take it out quite nicely. Changeling not gonna get up into the main. Production tab shows the Banelings are finished. And actually, Matro going for a ballsy third base, second expansion. And he needs to be mining here. Let's see what his mining is like. I don't know if he has... Yeah, that Spore Caller is in the way, making that gas mining inefficient there. Does have Hydra Baneling out, which is quite an okay counter against Marine Hellion. Although you would want a little bit of Roach mixed in there. No upgrades yet for the Zerg player. Really couldn't afford it. And really can't afford much at the moment. He's going to try to move across this map, and the Hydras do fit. So that's quite a... I guess, I don't know, maybe not an imbalance, but it is a light infantry unit. So it is going to fit through that little bridge there with the debris on the side. I guess, what can we call these? We do have Vespine barrels there. And some cargo... containers, but there's quite a bit of Marines here and loading up into the medevac, but there's Banelings, and these Banelings are just going to clean up this Marine so easily. I mean, he needs to get some Marauders mixed in, but he only has reactors on his barracks. And here comes the Banelings. Nice split here from VaderSeven. Oh, what a beautiful split from VaderSeven, and also dropping those units out of that medevac. So he just cleans up the entire army for the Zerg player. Zerg player in such a trouble, and there's the GG. Doesn't even want to get attacked. So evened up 1-1. VaderSeven taking game 2 here on what was the map? Infernal? Obsidian Infernal. So pretty interesting map. First time I ever casted a game there. So we'll be moving